Welcome back to my channel and namaste friends. So I'm back with my video. So in my previous video I have talked about how LH surge happens and how ovulation starts. So I think you have watched that video, so if not then please go and watch this part 1. So now after the LH surge, which causes ovulation, which is 24 to 32 hours, because LH surge means the excessive secretion of LH occurs 24 to 32 hours before ovulation. Okay, and this after LH surge, after the peak time of ovulation, the ovulation happens, that is at the okay. So this is a flow chart which I have a short and sweet flow chart from one of my books. So LH surge increases peak 24 to 36 hours before ovulation. Ovulation always occurs 14 days before next bleeding. So ovulation always occurs 14 days before bleeding. 14 days before bleeding. So this is a very hit question about ovulation, because most of us, we always think that ovulation means 14 days after okay. So we think that, okay, so we think that usually that so when will a person ovulate, and we give the answer that okay, 14 days after the proliferation, of 14 days after bleeding. But ovulation does not occurs 14 days after bleeding, but it occurs 14 days before bleeding. So there's a difference, okay. After bleeding 14 days and before bleeding 14 days, is a difference. So the thing where students get confused is this ovulation part, and teacher knows how to play with the student's mind. So whenever the teacher will ask you when does ovulation occurs, don't answer him like after 14 days after bleeding. No, 14 days before bleeding, okay, ovulation occurs. Now the after ovulation, corpus luteum is formed from the remaining part of the Graafian follicle. So corpus luteum is formed from the remaining part of the Graafian follicle, obviously, and this corpus luteum secretes the progesterone. Okay, so in excess amount it secretes the progesterone, and in few amount it secretes the testosterone. Now what is the function of this progesterone? This is very very important. Actually the main thing that we have to know is about this progesterone. So progesterone helps in stimulating the endometrial glands to secrete glycogen rich mucous material. So it helps in preparing the endometrium for fertilization. Also sorry, for not fertilization but for the implantation of the zygote. So for progesterone is released, so that now after the ovulation happens, our body thinks that now there will be fertilization. But in lot of cases fertilization won't happen, or in few cases when fertilization will happen, the formed zygote has to come to the body of the uterus, and it has to rest here. It has to go there, and for that a proper environment is needed, and that occurs with the help of progesterone. Okay, so it's just like the one who helps in making all the environment suitable for the zygote to grow. So for making this food material, or whether it's any nutrients supply, everything, it just try to make it. So now if there are two cases, so progesterone is ready, everything is ready, endometrium is ready. Now the thing is about that ovulated ovum. Okay, so what happens if fertilization occurs, or if fertilization occurs, or if fertilization does not occurs? So for this, so you can go here and I can show you here. So if fertilization does not occur, then the granulation cells produce inhibin, which helps in regression of the corpus luteum. So regression of corpus luteum means fall in progesterone and estrogen. Falls in progesterone and estrogen means menstruation, because progesterone is the hormone. Now when its level increases, menstruation does not occur, because it is preparing our body for implantation of the zygote. So it won't it will not let the endometrium to set off. Rather it will have to make endometrium thick and more mucoid, more vascular, so that it is good for the zygote. So if fertilization does not occur, there is no estrogen and progesterone, and if there is no progesterone, the endometrium starts to set off. Okay, there will be no more construction in the endometrium, and the menstruation occurs. Okay, but if fertilization occurs, okay, corpus luteum does not regresses. Okay, and this now corpus luteum, which is now formed, after fertilization is known as the corpus luteum of pregnancy, which is maintained by the SCG produced by the placenta. Now the so this corpus luteum, instead, why it won't fade off if you have this question? Then because after the formation of placenta, the HCG hormone, okay, HCG, human coronary gonadotropin hormone, helps in maintenance of this corpus luteum, which is known as corpus luteum of pregnancy, so that it continuously secretes the progesterone and estrogen, which is known as which also known as the secretory phase, or which helps in continuing the secretory phase, and menstruation does not occur. So this is all. This is not everything about the female reproductive cycle, but this is about FHS and LH. What is the function? What happens if fertilization occurs? What happens in the role if fertilization occurs? So please go to my previous video too. I have mentioned about how LH surge occurs from hypothalamus to LH surge. In this video, I'm just discussing about LH surge and what happens if fertilization occurs and what happens if fertilization does not occurs. So let me tell you, the very first important question from here is about ovulation. Okay, so about ovulation, this is a very hit question, and the next hit question is about the role of progesterone. So, and the third hit question is what happens if fertilization does not occur, and what happens if fertilization occurs. And you should know these three things. This is really, really, really important. So once again, LH surge is ovulation, then there is corpus luteum formed, that is from the remaining part of this Graafian follicle, which has to secrete progesterone and estrogen. Progesterone, why? Because we have to make endometrium fit for the zygote. Now if fertilization doesn't occur, then the indivin is produced, with regression of corpus luteum, then obviously means fall in estrogen and progesterone. That means that endometrium is not now having modification for the zygote, but instead it will shed off through menstruation, because new Graafian follicle, now new cycles will be formed and new ovaries will be produced. But if fertilization occurs, then corpus luteum has to stay a little longer, because you have to secrete this progesterone and estrogen. So SCG plays a very vital role. The corpus luteum, for if fertilization occurs, then corpus luteum is known as corpus luteum of pregnancy, very, very important. And then menstruation does not occur because endometrium is not setting off. This is what all about the process of functions of FSH and LH, and the role in bleeding. So I hope you guys liked my video. If so, then please like, share, and subscribe to my channel, and hit the bell icon so that you will get notified whenever I post my new videos. If you want any or such topic you want me to explain it, then you can just write it down in the comment section below. So thank you so much. Bye.